Welcome to Numismatic Vault, the channel where coins aren't just spare change, they're hidden treasures waiting to be found. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of rare and valuable state quarters. Some of these coins are worth far more than you'd ever imagine, and the best part, they could be sitting in your pocket or coin jar right now. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change in a whole new way. Top 1 today, we're taking a close look at a coin that represents one of the most historic states in the nation, a place of freedom, culture, and iconic landmarks. I'm talking about the United States of America state quarter dollar from New York, issued in 2001. At first glance, it may look like just another quarter from the statehood quarter series, but under the right conditions and with certain rare features, this coin can be worth a small fortune. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, I'll reveal just how much one of these rare quarters has been valued at, and it's a number that will surprise you. The New York State Quarter was part of the famous Statehood Quarter program, which began in 1999 and continued until 2008. This program celebrated each of the 50 states with a unique design on the reverse side of the quarter, making it one of the most popular coin series in U.S. history. The New York Quarter was released in 2001, the third year of the series, and it quickly became a favorite among collectors and everyday Americans alike. The design of the New York State Quarter is rich in symbolism. On the reverse side, you'll find an outline of the state, with a line tracing the path of the Hudson River. In front of that iconic shape stands the Statue of Liberty, one of the most powerful symbols of freedom in the world. The coin also features the legend, "Gateway to Freedom," a reminder of New York's role as the entry point for millions of immigrants who came to America in search of a better life. Surrounding the design are 11 stars, representing New York as the 11th state to ratify the Constitution. It's a design packed with meaning, history, and national pride. On the obverse, the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan and used on quarters for decades. Together, the obverse and reverse make this coin not just money, but a miniature piece of art and history. Now, let's talk about what makes the 2001 New York Quarter so interesting for collectors. Millions of these coins were minted in Philadelphia and Denver for circulation, and proof coins were also made in San Francisco. With so many struck, most examples are worth just face value. But the story doesn't end there. What truly sets certain New York quarters apart are their condition and the rare errors that occurred during minting. Collectors pay close attention to coins that remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. High-grade examples with sharp detail, no scratches, and full luster can fetch much higher prices than worn coins found in circulation. Professional grading services often assign these coins mint state ratings, and the highest grades are extremely desirable, but even more exciting are the mint errors that slip through. Some New York quarters display double die varieties, where the design appears doubled on letters, numbers, or other parts of the coin. These errors are created when the die receives more than one impression at slightly different angles, and they can make a coin instantly rare. Another highly collectible error is the off-center strike, where the design is shifted noticeably to one side. These coins are dramatic to look at and stand out as unique. Broad strikes, where the collar fails and the coin spreads beyond its usual shape, are also sought after. And then there are the wrong planchet errors, coins struck on blanks meant for other denominations. Imagine a New York quarter struck on a nickel or dime planchet. That would be a true rarity and a valuable treasure. Proof coins from San Francisco, especially those with deep cameo contrast, are also collectible. These coins were struck with specially prepared dies that created mirror-like fields and frosted details. A flawless proof coin from 2001 with the New York design can be worth far more than face value, particularly if it is certified in the highest grades. Beyond rarity and condition, this coin carries an emotional connection to history. Released just months before the tragic events of September 11, 2001, the New York State Quarter has taken on even deeper meaning for many collectors. The Statue of Liberty design and the phrase, "Gateway to Freedom," remind us of the resilience and spirit of New York and of America as a whole. That cultural and emotional significance adds another layer of value to this already iconic coin. So why should you be on the lookout for a 2001 New York State Quarter? Because while most are common, a small number with exceptional quality or rare errors are worth serious money. These coins show us that even modern quarters can hold treasures, and they continue to inspire collectors across the country. And now for the part you've been waiting for, the value reveal. While most New York quarters from 2001 are worth just 25 cents, one extraordinary example in pristine condition with rare characteristics has been valued at an astounding $81,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $81,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of discovery that makes coin collecting so exciting. Top 2, we're going to uncover the secrets of one of the very first coins in the statehood quarter program, a coin that sparked excitement in 1999 and continues to thrill collectors today. I'm talking about the United States of America State Quarter Dollar from Georgia, released as part of the inaugural year of the State Quarter series. At first, this coin may look ordinary, but with the right combination of rarity, errors, and condition, it can transform from simple change into an extraordinary collectible worth thousands. Stay tuned, because at the end of this video, I'll reveal the staggering price one of these special coins has reached, and it will truly leave you amazed. The Georgia State Quarter holds a special place in the series because it was one of the very first 5 states to be honored in 1999, kicking off a collecting craze that brought millions of people into the world of coins. This program wasn't just about money, it was about history, pride, and identity. Each state got a chance to showcase its heritage, and Georgia's design is a beautiful reflection of its culture and symbolism. On the reverse of the coin, the design centers on the peach, Georgia's state symbol, representing its nickname as the Peach State. Surrounding the peach are live oak sprigs, a nod to the state tree and a reminder of Georgia's natural beauty. The coin also proudly features the state's motto, wisdom, justice, moderation, words that speak to the ideals of governance and character. The outline of the state forms the background, making it instantly recognizable, and the design is completed with the name, Georgia, and the year it joined the Union, 1788. The obverse, of course, carries the familiar image of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, the portrait that has graced the quarter for decades. While this may be familiar, it's the combination of both sides that makes the Georgia State Quarter such a beloved piece of American coinage. Now, you may be wondering, if millions of these quarters were struck, how could one be valuable? That's where rarity and condition come into play. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced hundreds of millions of Georgia quarters, and the San Francisco mint struck proof versions for collectors. For the average circulated example, the value is just 25 cents. But for coins that remain in flawless condition or contain rare minting errors, the value skyrockets. Let's talk about some of these errors. One of the most famous and valuable mistakes is the off-center strike, where part of the design is missing because the coin was struck incorrectly. These dramatic errors immediately make a coin unique and highly collectible. Another rare error is the double die variety. When a die receives a misaligned second impression, the coin it strikes will show doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. A Georgia quarter with doubling on the motto or on the peach outline would be a standout rarity. Collectors also prize wrong planchet errors, where the design is accidentally struck on a blank meant for another denomination. Imagine a Georgia quarter struck on a nickel or dime planchet. The rarity of such a mistake makes it incredibly valuable. Proof coins from San Francisco also attract interest, especially those with deep cameo finishes where the frosted designs contrast beautifully with mirror-like fields. In the highest grades, these coins command strong prices at auctions. Condition is equally important. A Georgia quarter in mint state 67 or 68, essentially flawless with no visible marks, can be worth far more than face value. Collectors and grading services evaluate every detail, from luster to sharpness, and the best examples are the ones that command top dollar. But beyond the errors and condition, the Georgia State Quarter carries historical significance as part of the very beginning of the statehood quarter program. When this series launched in 1999, it sparked one of the greatest collecting booms in American history. Families, children, and lifelong collectors all scrambled to fill quarter maps and albums. That nostalgic connection to the start of the series makes the Georgia coin even more desirable to many collectors today. Now, think about it, how often do we overlook the coins in our wallets or jars at home? The Georgia quarter is proof that treasures can be hiding in plain sight. It's not just about face value, it's about the chance that a seemingly ordinary coin could turn out to be rare, extraordinary, and incredibly valuable. And here's the moment you've been waiting for. While most Georgia state quarters from 1999 are worth just 25 cents, one remarkable example in pristine condition with the right rarity factors was valued at an unbelievable $78,000, yes, $78,000 for a single quarter. That's the kind of discovery that keeps collectors searching and dreaming, and it's what makes the hobby of coin collecting so exciting. Top 3. We're diving into one of the most iconic pieces from the United States State Quarter Program, a coin that captures the spirit of the West and the history of Nevada. The United States of America State Quarter Dollar from Nevada, released in 2006, is far more than just a simple 25-cent piece. It is a work of art that celebrates culture, heritage, and natural beauty. But beyond its design, some of these quarters hold secrets, errors, rarities, and pristine conditions that turn them into valuable collectibles worth thousands of dollars. In fact, one special example has reached an astonishing price that will leave you amazed. Stick with me until the end, and you'll find out just how much. The Nevada State Quarter was the 36th coin released in the 50 State Quarter series, commemorating Nevada's admission to the Union in 1864. The reverse design perfectly captures the spirit of the Silver State. In the center, you see 3 wild Mustangs galloping across open plains, symbolizing freedom and the untamed beauty of Nevada's landscape. Above them, rays of sun shine down, adding life and energy to the scene. Sagebrush, Nevada's state flower, frames the design, while the state's proud nickname, the Silver State, is engraved below. The entire image speaks of resilience, freedom, and history, qualities that make this coin instantly recognizable. On the obverse, as with all state quarters, we have George Washington's profile, designed by John Flanagan and later modified by William Cousins. While familiar, it is this pairing of Washington with state-specific artwork that made the program such a sensation among collectors and everyday people alike. Now, let's talk about why the Nevada State Quarter can be so valuable. First, it's important to remember that hundreds of millions of these coins were struck by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with proof versions from San Francisco. Most circulated examples are worth only face value. But when a coin is in flawless, uncirculated condition or contains unique minting errors, its value can leap from pocket change to thousands of dollars. One of the most exciting errors found on Nevada quarters is the off-center strike. In this case, part of the design is missing because the blank planchet wasn't properly aligned during striking. These dramatic-looking coins immediately attract collectors because no two are exactly alike. Another prized error is the doubled die. On a Nevada quarter, doubling may appear on the motto, the Silver State, on the Mustangs, or even on the rays of the sun. This doubling makes the coin unique and highly desirable. Wrong planchet errors also exist. Imagine a Nevada quarter struck on a dime or nickel planchet. These are incredibly rare and can command huge prices because of their unusual appearance. Coins struck on experimental or foreign planchets are even more exceptional. Then there are the proof coins. San Francisco minted both clad and silver proofs for collectors. The silver proof versions, especially those with deep cameo contrasts where frosted designs pop against mirror-like backgrounds, are sought after in high grades. But even without errors, condition is everything. A Nevada State Quarter graded mint state 67, 68, or higher by a professional grading service can bring impressive values. The luster, strike sharpness, and absence of marks all play a role in determining whether a coin is truly special. Collectors love the Nevada Quarter not only for its design and rarity but also because it reflects the adventurous spirit of the American West. The wild Mustangs, sagebrush, and sunshine give it a timeless quality that speaks to people across generations. For many, collecting this coin is about more than money. It's about owning a piece of history that represents independence and natural beauty. Think about it, how many of us have handled quarters without giving them a second glance? Yet hidden among them could be one of these extraordinary treasures. It's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. The idea that hidden in plain sight could be a fortune waiting to be discovered. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. While most Nevada state quarters are worth only 25 cents, a truly exceptional example with rare qualities and pristine condition has been valued at an incredible $76,000, yes, $76,000 for a single state quarter. That's the kind of story that inspires collectors to keep searching, to keep examining every coin, and to never overlook what might be hiding in everyday change. Top 4. We're exploring one of the most fascinating coins in the United States State Quarter program, the Utah State Quarter from 2007. This coin, part of the legendary 50 State Quarter series, is more than just a piece of everyday change. It tells a story about American history, culture, and innovation. And for collectors, the Utah Quarter holds a surprising secret: some rare examples are worth far more than face value. In fact, one extraordinary piece has been valued at an astonishing sum, and I'll reveal that exact figure at the end of this video. The Utah State Quarter was the 45th coin released in the series, honoring Utah's admission to the Union in 1896. Its design immediately stands out because it highlights one of the most important achievements in America's westward expansion, the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad. On the reverse, you'll see two locomotives facing each other, meeting at Promontory Summit, with the famous golden spike between them. This design symbolizes unity, progress, and the spirit of connection that linked the East to the West for the very first time. Surrounding the design is Utah's state motto, Crossroads of the West, perfectly capturing its central role in American history. On the obverse, as always in the State Quarter program, we find George Washington's portrait, originally created by John Flanagan in 1932 and modified for this series by William Cousins. The familiar face of Washington paired with Utah's distinctive design makes this coin instantly recognizable and an essential piece of any State Quarter collection. Now, why should collectors pay close attention to the Utah State Quarter? After all, hundreds of millions were struck, and most are still out there in circulation. The answer lies in condition, rarity, and minting errors. While common circulated examples might only be worth a quarter, certain versions can bring serious money to collectors. One of the most desirable error types is the doubled die. On some Utah quarters, doubling has been observed in the lettering or in details of the locomotives. This kind of error immediately sets a coin apart and can make it worth hundreds or even thousands depending on grade. Another highly collectible error is the off-center strike. Imagine a Utah quarter where part of the locomotive or the golden spike is missing because the blank wasn't aligned correctly during the strike. These coins are visually dramatic and highly sought after because they're one-of-a-kind minting mistakes. There are also instances of wrong planchet errors. A Utah design struck on a dime or foreign coin planchet becomes an extraordinary rarity. Collectors will pay large sums for these unusual finds because they demonstrate how unpredictable minting can be. Condition is another crucial factor. Coins graded mint state 67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can command much higher values than ordinary examples. A coin with full luster, sharp strike, and minimal marks is always a prize. Proof versions, struck for collectors, especially in silver with deep cameo contrasts, are also popular and more valuable than regular circulation strikes. But what truly excites collectors about the Utah State Quarter is not just its design or errors, it's the history it represents. The joining of the Transcontinental Railroad marked a turning point in America's development. Holding this coin is like holding a miniature monument to progress, unity, and innovation. That's why it has such a strong emotional appeal among coin enthusiasts. Every time someone finds a Utah State Quarter in change, there's a chance it could be one of those rare varieties. This thrill of discovery is what keeps collectors searching, examining, and appreciating even the smallest details of these coins. For many, the Utah Quarter is not just about potential profit, it's about preserving and celebrating a piece of the nation's story. And now, the part you've been waiting for. While most Utah State Quarters are only worth 25 cents, a rare example in pristine condition with the right qualities has been valued at an incredible $74,000, yes, $74,000 for a single Utah quarter. That's the kind of number that inspires collectors to keep looking closely at their change and to never underestimate the hidden value of a coin. Top 5 will be focusing on a true gem of the State Quarter program, a coin that not only represents Oklahoma's beauty but also carries hidden potential for collectors, the United States of America State Quarter Dollar from 2008, honoring the great state of Oklahoma. While most people see it as just pocket change, certain rare examples of this quarter are worth far more than their face value. And by the end of this video, you'll discover just how much one extraordinary Oklahoma quarter has been valued at. the Oklahoma State Quarter was the 46th release in the 50-state quarters program, commemorating Oklahoma's admission to the Union in 1907. This design is among the most admired in the entire series, not only for its artistic quality but also for its symbolism. On the reverse, you'll see the official state bird, the scissor-tailed flycatcher, soaring gracefully with its long, elegant tail feathers streaming behind it. The bird is set against a background of wildflowers, specifically, the Indian blanket, Oklahoma's state wildflower. This combination of bird and bloom creates a striking image that celebrates the state's natural beauty. On the obverse, as always, we find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan and slightly modified by William Cousins for the State Quarter series. This pairing of a timeless national figure with a distinctive state design is what made the program so successful, capturing the attention of collectors and casual observers alike. Now, let's get to the heart of why some Oklahoma quarters are worth much more than face value. First, condition is everything. Coins that have circulated heavily are generally worth only a quarter. But coins that remain in mint state condition, with sharp details, brilliant luster, and no distracting marks, are highly prized. Collectors will pay significant premiums for examples graded mint state 67 or higher. Errors are another key factor that can transform an ordinary Oklahoma quarter into a valuable rarity. One sought-after error is the double die, where parts of the design, such as the lettering or the feathers of the scissor-tailed flycatcher, appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die during minting. These errors are visually striking and can fetch strong prices. Another collectible mistake is the off-center strike. In this case, the design doesn't land perfectly on the coin's surface, leaving parts of it missing. A quarter with the bird partially off-center, or the flowers not fully struck, becomes a conversation piece and a rarity. Then there are wrong planchet errors, where the Oklahoma design is struck on a blank meant for another denomination, like a dime or nickel. These are extremely rare and can command thousands of dollars from eager collectors. Proof versions also exist, struck at the San Francisco Mint for collectors. While most are affordable, silver proof versions in perfect deep cameo condition are especially desirable, particularly when they've been preserved in pristine state straight from the mint. What makes the Oklahoma quarter especially attractive to collectors is the beauty of its design. The soaring scissor-tailed flycatcher is not only a symbol of freedom and grace but also a reminder of the unique wildlife that thrives in Oklahoma. Combined with the vivid wildflowers, this coin captures a snapshot of natural life, making it a favorite among those who value artistry as much as rarity. For collectors, the thrill is in the hunt. You never know when an Oklahoma quarter in your pocket could turn out to be something extraordinary. It's the mystery and excitement of finding a hidden treasure that makes coin collecting so rewarding. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. While most Oklahoma state quarters are only worth 25 cents, a rare example with exceptional qualities and condition has been valued at an incredible $72,000. Yes, $72,000 for a single Oklahoma quarter. That's the kind of discovery that inspires collectors to keep searching and reminds us all to check our change carefully. Thank you for joining me today as we uncovered the story, rarity, and value of the 2008 Oklahoma State Quarter. If you enjoyed this journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a chance to learn about hidden treasures. Until next time, keep looking closely at your coins, because you never know when you might be holding a small fortune.